Welcome to I Said No Gifts. I'm Bridger Winegar. We are in the studio. We're not in the backyard. We're here. And what's going on? I took 2 freeways here. Shouldn't be on either of them. I'm not the person who's built for freeway driving. I used the restroom here at the studio. We are out of paper towels. I don't know if this is the correct channel to get that information out, but my hands were not as dry as I would have liked exiting the bathroom. So that's just a little piece of information for you and for whoever is refilling the paper towels. I think we should get into the podcast. I adore today's guest. I just think he's wonderful. It's Reggie Watts. Reggie, welcome to I Said No Gifts.
Thank you very much.
Oh, it's so nice to see you. And my hands are now completely dry.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, they look dry. I mean, in a good way.
Just take a peek. And
in a good way. Like
they're
normal
not shiny,
dry.
right?
No, yeah.
Oh,
They're matte.
Extremely dry. The skin is falling off of.
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm seeing bone now. There's a problem.
I am parched. Absolutely.
Wow.
Parched. How's your day going so far?
It's going, yeah, it was pretty successful. Yeah, I got up at a decent hour. I was supposed to field a call about an upcoming colonoscopy.
Oh my God.
My first one
Your
ever.
first one?
First one.
Oh.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that?
Well, I feel, I know I've got to do it. It's just one of those things. Of course, there's like the fear of like, oh no, what if like there's something wrong? Mm-hmm. But I think in general, I'm kind of just, I know it needs to be done. And so I have a good game face on about it.
And you missed the call.
They were supposed to call me and they didn't call me.
Oh, no.
It's really weird. And then they send you a text that says like, if you have any problems, contact us. And there's no number in the text. So I'm like, what do I contact? What am I contacting? I don't know.
Text back maybe?
I guess. Oh, yeah. I guess I could try that. Yeah, I could try that.
Do you have it scheduled?
I don't know, actually. I think that's what the call was about. I think the call was about talking about it.
Right.
And then scheduling it, I think.
Okay. Well, we could just get it done here.
We could get it done
I can hop
here.
online.
Yeah, it's so true.
Just take your info.
You have done that. Oh, I forgot to put this on hang glider mode.
Get that on hang glider mode. The studio's haunted.
I know. Okay, it's on hang glider mode.
Okay, there you go. Wow, so a colonoscopy. And I don't know that much about them. How long does it take?
I don't know. I have a feeling it probably takes like half an hour or something like that, or maybe like 40 minutes, 45 minutes. I'm guessing. And
they put you out completely.
Yeah. You do the fall, the propofol.
Oh yes,
you take the fall. Yeah, and so you propofol it, and then it's like, hey guys. Hey, what's going on? No, it's done. What? Like that vibe.
Do you like that feeling?
I've only had it once.
For what?
I had all of my intestines removed and then replaced with just like really absorbent material towels.
Oh yes, we all know that.
Of course.
That was kind of all over the news.
Yeah, teloscopy. But that's not true. Just so the listeners out there know, don't do that. It was for a lipoma. So it's like fatty. It's like a fatty deposit, like a tumor kind of, but it's benign.
Right.
It's just fatty tissue that kind of it just like grows, and like sometimes people get them in their forearms or like even on their head, and there's just like these like kind of weird lumps that are in there. So I had one under my shoulder blade, like under my right shoulder blade, and it was when I would lay down on my back, I could feel like a little rolling thing in there, and it just felt gross, and I didn't like it.
Kind of sounds nice, actually.
Well, I mean, if it was even, if I had one on the other side, maybe that would be better. But I didn't want to cause like spinal non-alignment or whatever by putting unnecessary pressure. But so I went for the propofol. But the funny thing is, like the table that they put you on to operate on, it's like it looks like a torture table. I mean, because your arms are out like this, and they strap your arms down, and then above you is all those hexagonal operation lights, that you've seen in a million movies.
Right, very Twilight Zone.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, this is what this is like, And then I just remember joking, as I always am constantly joking, up until I was out, and then when I got up, I started waking up. I was just on a gurney off to the side, and it had been like, I don't know, like an hour or something like that. Oh. But I was still joking, so I like acted like I wasn't asleep, and then I started beatboxing, and then they were like looking over at me.
Oh my God, what a treat!
I know. I was like, what? Isn't that weird? Someone wakes up and they're just beatboxing. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyways, weird experience. time
very,
loss.
very odd experience. It's there's something kind of mystical about it or something to me, where you just vanish from everything.
Yeah. It's just weird to have a miss. It's like, alien abductions. Like when people talk about missing time.
Right.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what
It's gone.
that is.
It's
Yeah.
like there's no wasn't. And the weird thing about anesthetics that I've learned about. I had a friend who was becoming an anesthesiologist. They said they don't actually understand the mechanism, why it makes people unconscious fully.
That feels like something somebody should get into.
I agree, but
Wow! Oh
but
no!
it is a weird thing. It just works,
Right.
and they're able to fine tune it. But the actual mechanism why the brain just shuts off, or at least the cognitive elements, the conscious elements shut off, they don't fully understand.
There are things about like with dreams and stuff where we just haven't nailed it down, and it
No.
just feels like I guess we'll never know.
Well, are we supposed to know? Come
Yeah,
on.
maybe we're not supposed to.
No.
Maybe that's the last mystery that we can have.
Yeah, let's just have one.
Yeah.
Let's have one, guys.
So when you had your shoulder operated on,
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious about the mechanics of this. You lay down on your back, then do they flip you over?
Yeah, I guess they would. Yeah, I guess they would. That is a
Interesting.
weird, like, why they wouldn't
Start you on your
down.
stomach. I'm imagining just get like a massage table where your face is going through the little hole.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Actually, good question. Now I'm going to contact my doctor.
What were you doing with me?
I don't. Yeah, it's like, what did you guys do exactly? Well, she did actually. The doctor, she was very wacky because the first person I went to that I consulted about the lipoma was like really dry, and I just didn't like his vibe.
Right.
This woman that I went to go see, she was incredible. Like she was just like wacky, zany, and just like, no, this will be easy, blah 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 blah. Like nonchalant, was highly rated and all that stuff. And I just like after the operation, she texted me a picture of the lipoma that they cut out.
Was it large?
It was large, but the weird thing is like it's perfectly round.
Oh,
Yeah, it was like maybe about like that big.
nature's miracle.
Yeah, and about like that thick. It was weird. It was like a perfectly round.
Like a coin? Like
Yeah,
a thick coin?
Like a thick coin. It was weird.
What color was it?
Just white. Because it's
Oh,
fat.
it's
It's
fat.
fatty. Yeah, it's fatty
Right.
tissue. Yeah.
Wow, I wonder what they did with it.
Probably gave it away.
On a necklace or something.
Yeah, it's
somewhere.
definitely a necklace for sure.
medallion.
Yeah, because it's too medallion looking.
Yeah, exactly.
Or belt buckle. It's not quite big enough for belt buckle, so I think medallion.
Right.
Maybe an earring or a gauge.
Oh, an earring. Oh, a gauge would be fantastic. Once gauges come back in,
Yeah.
somebody's going to get that.
Cannot wait.
And so are you prone to growing these things, or is it just like a random occurrence?
I think that you can just get one and then that's it. I have
a treat.
no idea why I got
Special little surprise.
It was a special little surprise, but I'm glad. I was trying to go my entire life without ever being operated on.
Oh, good luck.
So that was my first operation.
You haven't had your wisdom teeth out?
I have not.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Lucky
still
you.
haven't. Well, yeah, yeah. Well, am I? I don't know. No, I mean, I feel wise.
Yeah, of course. Of course. There's an aura.
Yeah,
an
yeah.
absolute aura
You get your
about you.
wisdom teeth out, you get a little dumber.
Has your dentist said anything about them?
Yes, they're always like, well, we should take out those wisdom teeth and you can get Invisalign. But they're also just trying to upsell.
Oh, yeah. I mean, God bless the dental industry.
Uh-huh.
But there is, I've been to dentists before where I'm like, oh, none of this is necessary.
No, not at all. But they're just like, you might want to do, you know what, your teeth will look better if you need, and we can do this procedure. And you're like, what? And then you look at the bill and you're like, you've just tacked on $900
Right.
or more.
My friend was
Crazy.
just telling me this morning he was earlier this year he went to a new dentist and they said you have to have 5 teeth out, and he's like, okay. So and they gave him the bill. It was like $4,000. He's like, well, okay, I can deal with this. But then what they didn't tell him was there's the other part where like his teeth had to be replaced, which is now going to cost him $17,000. But he had already agreed to this other price, so now he's stuck paying $17,000 to get fake teeth put in his mouth.
And wow. Why? I mean, it seems like you could. I guess maybe it's his fault for not reading the fine print.
I blame him. I blame him.
Well, I guess if you get your teeth out, you'd expect something to go back in there, depending on the teeth.
Right. But it feels like these teeth were in the back, so I guess in my mind I would just assume I guess
Just
you
keep
don't
them
need
out?
them that much.
Yeah, but you need to, chewing.
chew.
Yeah, you got chewing's good.
If someone gave me a $17,000 bill, though, I would just be sipping.
Oh my God, just go to Mexico.
Get me a straw. Yeah, go to Turkey.
Yeah, go to Turkey or Mexico and get the same procedure done for $300.
Right, exactly. 17. Yeah, you've got to keep your eye on the bill at the dentist. I would
Man,
say.
I'm telling you, because I go to one that's in, I guess it's Beverly Hills-ish or
Okay.
whatever. and it's like dentist to the stars or whatever. And I do like it's all women that run the place, and I really like that. And the dentist, she's really cool. But you can tell that during like work meetings or whatever, they're just about like, how much upselling did you do? How much upselling did you do? Because my girlfriend recently went to my dentist because she needs to get a tooth replaced. And I was like, well, you might as well go to someone that's like really great at the cosmetic part of it, because it's something that you deal with every day, blah, blah, blah. And she went there, and I went out to go get something. I came back and visited her in the chair while the doctor was like away for a second. She was just chilling there, and she's like, they want me to like get this and this and this, and I just kind of declined because I just don't. And I'm like, yeah, I forgot to tell you, they are really hardcore on upselling. It's crazy.
It's very mechanic energy.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Where you're like, oh, I don't know what's happening, and you may be completely correct, and this may ruin my life, but I also don't want to spend any more money, so just give me the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Just change my oil.
Yeah, just do that. Please. You have to hold the line. You're like, I'm just here to do this. That's really nice. I'm just here to do it the whole time. And they're like, okay, fine. I guess I'll just do this. Yeah, it's okay to just do that, guys.
Right. Hold the line until your car's on fire or your mouth is bleeding, and then go back.
Yeah, totally. I mean, if you notice you don't stop so well after refusing getting your brake pads changed, like that's when you change them.
Right, exactly. Do you know what I do love about well, not so much a mechanic, but like a tire place, is just being able to go in and get your tires filled for free. Have you ever done this?
Oh, they can just fill up your air for free?
It feels like the people at these tire places live to do this. They are always so unbelievably friendly about just filling up your tires.
That's weird. That's a dream of mine. I wanted to start a service that would just fill tires, and it'd just be like a road. You could pull off the road, and they'd fill your tires, and then you just leave.
That actually is a great idea.
You know what I mean? Because even though I have I have a compressor, it's in my car, and it's battery powered, and it works fine, but you can only do one tire at a time,
right?
And it's and it's pretty slow, and so these the tire places, they have these double compressor or whatever things, and there's like, and you're done, and you're done. I want to have that Formula One feeling, like you go into the pit stop. It's like, go. Like, I want that.
You pull in after going like 35 miles an hour, and
totally.
Slowly drive away.
Yeah, now I'm stopping. Do it, guys. Do it.
I feel like people would be into that novelty. That really does feel like a business that could take off.
Yeah, because I mean, there's two things that people do in LA that I noticed as a pet peeve of mine. It's like, one, tire pressure is always off, which affects your fuel economy and the way the car handles and the way it rides. Secondly, driving position. I see so many people who are shorter who are looking up when they're driving, and I'm like, what are you doing? That's a modern car. Just raise the seat level. It's so weird to me that people just they have these weird driving positions, and they're like, nah, that's good.
I wonder with speaking as a short person, if there's like an insecurity thing where some short people are getting in the car and they're like, I'm not lifting the seat.
Oh my God.
I'm not being aided by the seat. I'm tall enough.
God, I hope not. I really hope not. I think you could be right in some cases.
I mean, I will speak for the short community. Okay. A lot of them are bad.
Okay,
bad
a lot of
apples.
Bad shorties.
Yeah, bad shorties.
Bad shorties. Yeah. So the stereotype is true.
Meanwhile, I'm riding as high as possible. Yeah. I am flying in my seat.
Yeah.
As I should be.
I mean, you should be. I mean, it's like, feel like you're a part of you are the machine. Become the machine.
This is kind of a mech that I'm operating. That kind of
four-wheeled mech, 100%. Cheers.
No, I should have a bird's eye view at all times.
Yeah, I think so, and I think people will be like, oh, who's that tall guy? And might as well get that vibe too.
Yeah, then throw people off when I step out of the car. Then they're like, oh no.
It's like, oh, he's
we're gonna need a
not
ladder.
As tall as I thought. I think that's going to be more the reaction. I don't think they're going to say that person's short. I think they're just going to be like, oh, just not quite as tall as I thought.
It's somewhere in between surprise and disappointment. It's kind of a nothing.
Yeah.
It doesn't alter their day or anything.
Okay. And then moving on. I better get that licorice or whatever.
Someone on their way to the licorice store. Kind of watching me the entire time, following me to get out of the car.
Yep.
When was the last time you had licorice?
Jesus Christ. I don't know. I don't like,
I want to know.
I don't like licorice.
None of it.
I'm going to be, well, red vines is not really licorice.
Right, and
But they
Twizzlers
call
isn't
it that.
really either.
I know, but they call it licorice. Well,
Right.
do they? They call it licorice? Maybe they don't. Maybe I
Do
just...
they call it like licorice product?
Licorice inspired.
Licoricey?
Licorishness. They're licorishness. I don't know. I mean, no. Last time I had licorice, probably a long time ago. Because I'm treacle. I love. No, just kidding. I don't know. I don't know what any of that is. Licorice I haven't had in a long
But you're
time.
not. But you are counting red vines as a non-licorice thing that you may have had more recently.
I don't think I've had a red vine recently either.
I think red vine's disgusting.
They are disgusting. As a kid, they taste good, I think, because I remember having them as a kid, and I was like, "Oh, these taste weird." And you know how like those addictive products like Diet Coke or something like that, it tastes like shit. And then but then like people are still like doing it around you, and you're like, maybe I'll give it another chance. And then like it hooks.
They get into you.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, no, this is delicious. You're like, no, like Starbucks coffee. It's like Starbucks coffee tastes like shit.
Oh, it's a bad drink.
It's a terrible drink, but people are like, no, I love it. I just love it. I'm like, I can't be friends with you.
I mean, the real deal breaker for me with a red vine is how soft it is.
You'd rather it be like fragile?
I like it.
This is like you touch it.
Just absolutely dissolve.
Oh my god!
No, I like like a Twizzler is kind of hard, like a real
like
chew.
you really have to really pull on it.
I
Yeah.
prefer that texture to like the weird, like your teeth just sinking through this weird.
Right.
What is that texture even?
Interesting. Yeah, that is true. I never even thought about that.
Because to the finger, it's not that soft, but once it gets in your mouth, it's just dissolving.
Yeah, and I like to, it's nice to have a little bit of work.
Yeah, I
after
need
you've
work
taken a bite.
with certain foods.
A little bit.
Right.
Yeah, because you already know it's like non-nutritional food.
Right.
But you might as well get some mastication energy.
Right.
Good for your muscles and whatever.
That's a thing I feel like online where like I read that like young like teen boys are chewing gum a lot in order to like make their jaws better looking or something.
That looks maxing whatever thing that they're doing.
Wait, what's this?
I think it's called looks maxing. It's it's a whole like a beauty trend for
okay.
I think it's for kind of more towards the masculine-ish side or whatever,
Right.
like of things where it's mainly like young boys going like I'm looks
You're, like,
maxing.
Maximizing your look.
Yeah, and like working on the jawline with the mastication thing, or like there's like a tool, like this rubber puck thing that you chew on.
Oh, yes, I've seen this as
contour
well.
lines and like subtle accentuation. And
There's no way that's working. I can't imagine that works.
People, I don't know. People swear by it. They chew on stuff just to give them that nice firm jaw. I don't know.
But like we're all chewing constantly.
I know, but are we
we
chewing to work out?
chewing?
It's like I'm lifting boxes all day, or I'm lifting my keys that I've dropped on the floor for the 5th time in one day. But am I lifting 200 pounds?
Right.
No.
Right.
So
I've got to get the hockey puck.
yes. It's like,
Where do you even buy that? Is that like an Amazon product?
I guarantee you, if you did an Amazon search for like, I don't know what you call it, like jawline improvement, maximizer. Like, I guarantee there'd be a million products.
This feels, speaking of upselling at the dentist, that feels like a product they should be selling at the front desk.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean of the dentist?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, let's put it this way. I have a mouth guard that's a sleep guard that's like to help sleep apnea.
Oh, sure.
And it's a custom scan of your mouth, so it's very, very precise. However, it really kind of cranks on your teeth. So in the morning when I get up the next day, it's just like if I bite down on something, it feels like my teeth are loose.
Oh.
And I'm not really liking that vibe. But and I told my dentist, they're like, no, you just need to get used to it. And I'm like, is that true, or am I fucking up my teeth? And
How
are you
long has it
guys
been?
wanting me to fuck up my teeth?
Oh, interesting. They're setting a trap.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go down an AI wormhole.
Let a robot tell you what the dentist is doing
Please.
to you.
I let my robot tell me about everything today. I was having trouble with my Polaroid, and I just was like having a casual conversation with it. It's like, oh no, I meant to say this model. It's like, oh, my bad. The AI is my bad. No, hold down the flash button for 2 seconds. You'll see the line appear. Blah blah. Blah. I was like, this
What
is
AI
so cool.
are you using?
Just GPT 4.0.
Oh, 4.0.
4.0 is the one.
Is that one you have to sign up for?
I think you do have to sign up for it, maybe.
Okay.
I'm not totally sure, but I know I'm subscribed to Chat GPT.
Oh,
Just because I wanted to figure it out. But 4.0 is
Right.
like insane. Anytime, like my girlfriend or a friend will have questions, and they're always like looking in manuals or they're doing a Google search, and then I just go to the AI and I immediately get the answer.
Wow. And you trust it every time.
I mean, sometimes you have to like wonder, and I'll just cross-reference with a web search,
Right.
But or I'll rephrase the question to the AI and see if it yields the same
Oh,
answer.
that's a great, right.
Yeah.
Just test the waters.
Yeah, but I mean, it's incredibly accurate for things. It's really insane.
Wow. And it's on your phone.
It's just on the phone, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just a GPT app.
I feel ancient talking about this. I've used the text one basically as a thesaurus.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But to get it on my phone, interesting.
Yeah, it's really nice on the phone. Also, Apple Intelligence is coming out in
in a couple of weeks, right?
either a couple of weeks. I think they will launch it then, or maybe I think that they are going to launch it then, or it'll be a couple months after that.
Okay.
Because they've been. I have the developer. Beta.
And how's it going?
I like it. I mean, I don't know. They say that Siri is better on it. I don't know if I've noticed that because I don't really use Siri a ton. But supposedly it's better, and it understands context and nuance and these types of things, which you would hope at this point. Because, man, I tell you, searching and using Siri is like I come so close to throwing my phone every day.
Completely worthless activity.
Completely worthless. But you fall for it every time. You're like, no, maybe it's better. And
Maybe
you're
she's
like,
changed.
Nope. Not at all. She has not changed. Not a bit.
One thing that changed that I noticed, there was a short period where they were trying where I'd be like, I would say, hey, Siri. I'm trying not to activate my phone here. And then I'd be like, text whoever. And then it would say, would you like me to message the person? And because it was like trying to keep it within the brand. I was like, what do you? Don't try to force me to use your vocabulary. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
That's terrible.
So that was just another infuriating thing to deal with.
Not happy.
I mean, speaking of infuriating things to deal with, I was really looking forward to having you here on the podcast today. I thought Reggie will come by, we'll have a nice chat.
Yeah.
Who knows what we'll talk about? But it'll end and everything will be fine. So I was a little surprised. The podcast is called I Said No Gifts, and you came kind of wandering into the studio holding what's clearly a gift for me. Is there any explanation for this?
Well, in all fairness, this was intended as a gift for you before you started this podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so I feel like it's kind of grandfathered. So so this is okay,
Right.
because I just didn't get the time to get it to you.
This makes perfect sense.
And it wasn't finished at the time, but my intention was there before the podcast. So
Well, the podcast launched March 12th, 2020, and so obviously like the pandemic got in the way.
you're right. I guess that is what it was.
You were all holed up and you just weren't able to stop by.
And they couldn't manufacture it. So yeah, that's totally true. I always forget about the pandemic, but yeah.
Well, should I open it here on the podcast?
Yeah, give it a give it a whirl.
Okay, here we go. It's in a cute little
pretty.
like white bag. It's almost like a piece of china plate,
Yes,
with
it is.
blue print on it.
It is. It doesn't feel like China, but
Oh, that's a nice crispy crunch paper. Pulling it
it's
out
nice.
here.
Oh god.
Oh, okay, so this is, I have absolutely no, so it's Huckleberry Watts something cannabis infused. Are these gummies?
Yeah.
Oh, incredible.
Yeah.
Tell me why you brought these.
I brought it because I was thinking of a gift, and I was like, well, I haven't given. I was given an extra box of them, and I just haven't been giving them out. And I was like, well, that counts as a gift, and it's my, and it's something I made, and it's the first time I've gotten to make something like that, and I like it, and I think that you'd like it.
This is your brand of gummies.
This is my brand of gummies.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I think this is like the last one too.
When did you start making these?
It was before your podcast. No, I think it was last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or not even that long ago. Like maybe 7 months ago, they came out. Yeah.
How did this all come about?
Well, so Rose Delights is the company that makes this, and I was a fan of theirs, and they reached out and asked about a collaboration, and I was like, yeah, sure, that'd be great. And I'm from Montana, so our state is known for huckleberries.
Oh, I wasn't aware of this.
Yeah, it's very huckleberry centric. And so I was like, I want to make a huckleberry flavored Rose Delight. I think that would be really good. And and so we just went in on that, and I was trying to make it like lower sugar. Turns out they couldn't, but it's only like 3 grams of sugar per cube. So it's not that
unless
bad.
you're eating a handful of these, which you probably shouldn't.
You should not do that because they're each 10 milligrams. So I will say that.
Right.
So people generally half it or they'll quarter it.
Right.
I eat a whole one because I just love it.
Yeah.
But people that I know who are sensitive to THC have taken one whole one, which I'm very surprised about. And they've reported that they've had great times.
Interesting. Yeah, I feel like with gummies, people are all over the map as far as their reaction to it.
Totally.
No one. I think you do. That's why you need to start half, just in case.
Do half if you're feeling good. Then try a little bit more, and then you're like, okay, this is my dose.
Right.
That's the best way.
And with the development of this, were you like trying different gummies? They were sending you new flavors, or were they just like, this is as close as we can get to Huckleberry? Deal with it.
I think they sent me maybe. Or no, actually, I don't think that they sent me any of the test batches at all. I don't think so. But that's okay because when I made this video for it, you can check it. It's on my Instagram. Like if you scroll way back, you'll see like that. I guess it's an ad, but not really. It's me performing and just riffing on huckleberries.
Oh, okay, sure.
And it's just it's too long, which I love about it. It just keeps going and going.
It's my
and going.
sweet spot. Is something that just goes too far.
It's just like you're like, okay, that feels okay. No, a little bit more, but no, wow,
it's
no.
still going.
Okay, I give up. I'm just gonna chill now. But yeah. Anyways, it was fun to make the video, and it was really it was just absurd. But the whole idea of making this product, thinking of the product, having it made, then doing this like ridiculous video where they didn't, and because the guys were like, cool, they just let me do my thing. There was no agenda. They're like, just do what you do. I did that, and they just handled the lighting and had like cool camera, and they were like such cool people, like the whole Rose Delights crew. They're very cool, and so I trusted them on it. And then when they finally came, and I got like a sample, but I think it would have been too late to change anything at that point. I was like, this is really good. This is really delicious.
Well, I mean, you trusted the brand before.
Yes. So why not now? But it was fun. And I've never done that before. And I just love, the idea of like, oh, I have something, and then having a thing, a physical object available in the world is cool.
And now what is probably the only huckleberry flavored gummy.
Probably, actually. That's good to think about.
What does a huckleberry taste like? I feel like you can't buy them at grocery stores.
They're seasonal.
Okay.
You can buy things that are huckleberry flavored,
right.
whether they use huckleberries or if it's a synthetic thing, whatever. They taste kind of like the natural version, a more candy natural version of a blueberry.
Oh, interesting.
So they're a little perfumey.
Okay.
Like there's like kind of a floweriness to the sweetness. It's a really beautiful sweet flavor. But blueberry is, I guess it's a little bit, if you imagine the blueberry flavor, it leans more in, like a huckleberry will lean more in kind of a, it's hard to say. It's like a little perfumey and sweeter in a way.
Okay. And texturally, is it more like a raspberry?
No, it's like a blueberry.
Oh,
they look like blueberries.
I've got to get my eyes on this.
Yeah, check them out.
I apparently just don't have any idea what a huckleberry is.
Yeah, they're so good. And they grow in other places besides Montana, but Montana has really like gone deep into it. So whenever you go into Montana stores, it's like huckleberry chocolate, huckleberry jam, huckleberry syrup, huckleberry whatever.
I'm really writing this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks almost exactly like a blueberry. I could not conceptualize what it looked like. I assumed kind of like a blackberry.
Yeah. I went I'm from Montana, and I spent some time with my friend John. We had like a little high school reunion, and my friend John, growing up, his grandmother had a cabin or a home on this resort lake called Lake 5 on the edge of West Glacier National Park.
Okay, it's called Lake 5?
Lake 5, yeah.
The number?
Yeah, Lake 5.
They gave up on that lake.
They were like, nah, fuck this. They're like, this has to be turned in now. It's like, what lake is it? It's the 6th? No, the 5th. Oh, okay, fine. Lake 5, done. Roll it up. Just give it to him. I don't care. I'm tired of him bitching. That was it. Because that's what it was like in the 1800s. It was just like, it's just like this like little resort lake.
Okay.
But homesteaders in the early years established property there. So there's like two families, the Ridenauers and the Bennetts.
Oh.
They're right next to each other, and they knew each other and they were friendly, but there have been like rivalries from their children. So, and one is like a resort that you can like stay at and like blah blah blah, and then the riding hours just have private property, so it's just
interesting.
their houses, and then my friend's uncle's house, which is closer to the lake. Anyways, we used to go there, and it was awesome. And one summer when we had a reunion, we went mountain biking on mushrooms, and we came up to the top of one of the trails that John makes. He makes these trails. And we stopped, and he's like, huckleberries. And we just like ditched the bikes and like just started picking these things off the bush and just eating them. And they were so good.
Oh, that sounds... To find a wild berry in any situation is really a magical thing, I would say.
It's so great.
Especially on mushrooms in the middle of the wilderness.
Totally. You're like, oh my God, everything is interconnected, and nature is the providence of whatever.
I just saw that, what's her name, Alicia Silverstone was somewhere live streaming herself, and she found a berry in a bush in, I think, London, and was like asking her listeners, should I eat this? Then ate the berry, and then it turned out that it was like a wildly poisonous berry. But it seems like she, like, as far as like believing in science and this sort of thing, she's kind of on the edge, I believe. So it felt like in line with what she's doing. But I didn't follow up with whether she died or not.
She probably did.
Yeah, but I think we should assume she did.
I think she did. Oh, you're right. We should assume that she did. You're right. I always forget that that's how assumptions work when it comes to death.
It's rounding up.
It is. It's rounding up. Yes, that's correct. That is true.
She's dead. Our hearts go out to her family.
Yes, all of our hearts do.
R.I.P. But I guess the difference here is that if you find a berry in the city, you probably shouldn't be eating a berry in the city.
No, city berry is not advised unless you absolutely know. If you're like a plant person and you really know, and you've like read, I'm sure there's an author, that has written about berries in the city, like, and just like here are my favorite berry or whatever, and someone really knows it's like printed in 1963 or something, and they're just using that as their guide, and they're like, this color berry on this type of tree is safe to eat. I don't know.
A scavenger's guide to berries in the city.
Yes. Yeah. Urban berries.
Do you know what I would love to do is go into a cranberry bog.
Ooh, what's that?
Have you ever seen the commercials, like the cranberry juice commercials where they're standing in it's like a lake and they're just... I don't understand...
And they're floating, right?
I don't understand why.
Isn't that... do they do that to wash them or something like that?
It feels like a horrible method to wash a berry.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know.
Do they grow there?
Maybe that's just a commercial thing. You know what I mean? Like that's a trope in commercial. They're like, no, people associate cranberries to like just a large surface area of floating berries.
Kind of like a flowing fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand. There must have something to do with them growing near water.
I don't know. Yeah, I would hope either that or it's just like, hey, these things float. Let's just put them on water.
Get them in the water.
I mean, it could be that. Because we are talking about commercials.
Yes, so in the world of commercials, anything can happen.
Yeah, and they don't feel responsible.
Right, absolutely.
It's like we don't need to educate people. We just sell this product.
But I feel like if those are just naturally occurring, why haven't I been in one already? Just kind of wading through this lake of berries.
I think it's probably maybe a hygiene thing, I would imagine.
Oh, interesting. Right.
Like it'd probably be like one to three people max can cruise through there before it gets contaminated.
Yeah, they can't chlorinate the fields or the water. So
you gotta go to Wisconsin, Massachusetts, and New Jersey. You can go to Cape Cod.
What?
For a cranberry bog.
And what's happening?
They grow in bogs, like marshy lands. Yeah, acidic bogs is what I read.
Float up from the bottom of the lake.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so they are educating people.
Wow. Well, they're letting people educate themselves. They're presenting this mystery and saying you figure it out.
Yeah, I think it's for those people that even notice it. I think like some people are like, yeah, it's cool cranberry stuff, and that's it. And then some people are like, wait a minute. But that would be kind of cool to like wade in something. Wait a minute, wonder if that's true. Oh, and then they look and they're like, oh shit, they grow. So that's cool. But when I hear a bog, I'm thinking of like maybe because it has og in it, like fog. Like I'm thinking like it's foggy, and then there's like a creature, and there's like
there's like a witch cackling.
And it's like, what was that? Oh my God. So is it like that?
Yes, exactly like that. There's like, I imagine one of those trees with glowing eyes and the branches for arms that wrap around you.
Of course. That's the first thing that you see. That's the very first. As soon as you go into a bog, like it's just immediately there. That tree with glowing eyes and branches that look like arms and hands. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, bog is not something you usually associate with like the sun shining or like cranberry juice. You are imagining potion.
Yeah, I'm thinking potions. I'm thinking like something mysterious, foreboding, dangerous.
Cauldrons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, yeah. So now I'm not going to eat cranberries because that's gross.
Yeah, who would have thought? Interesting. I guess you just come upon these just giant lakes of red berries floating and you say, let's turn this into a juice factory.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because I imagine it just looks like a cluster of like dark trees in the distance. And then you get close to it and you see kind of a trail that's going in between like two really dark trees and you're like, what is this? And then you like kind of go down. I'm going to guess like at least probably 60 feet. And then boom, you're like, oh shit. And there's like rays of sun coming through some of the branches and you just see this red, berry floating liquid mass.
You've left like a trail of breadcrumbs back to the road.
Well, 60 feet. I mean, you know how memory works. It's like every foot is like diminishing your memory of where you started. So,
after 10 feet, you have no idea where you were 5 seconds ago.
That's so true. 10 feet is all it takes. So it's weird. Yeah.
10 feet is all it takes is the billboard to let people know.
Hey, could you come here for a second? Bring that water over here. Thanks a lot. Hey, could you go back to where you were? What?
Where was I?
I don't know. It's like, see, I told you. That's why I always stop at 9 feet. Pause because it resets after 2 seconds, and then.
Back to a little bit to high school reunions. Do you go to every high school reunion?
Yeah, yes. No. I've not been to one. I feel bad about it.
Oh, so this was just like a reunion with a high school friend.
Yeah, it's like high school, like friend group. Like a sub-friend group.
This makes more sense.
Yeah,
It felt out of character that you were like headed back to the high school reunion.
Yeah, there's like 400 kids, they're adults now, but like 400 adults like on mountain bikes, just like through the forest. Hey guys, hey, Huckleberry Bush, hey Huckleberry Bush, Huckleberry Bush. Halt!
It's the graduating class of Mountain Bike High. Yeah, I just don't have. It's interest-wise, high school reunion doesn't.
Yeah, you haven't. Have you ever been to one?
I've never been to one.
Okay.
It feels. I mean, first of all, traveling back home for that feels.
Where's back home?
Utah.
Utah.
Mm-hmm. So it's kind of Montana adjacent.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Colorado, Utah,
yes,
Wyoming,
Idaho.
Montana. Idaho.
But I don't believe we have huckleberries.
Utah doesn't sound like huckleberries.
I think it's a desert. I mean, it's a desert, so too dry.
Yeah, it's definitely too dry. Huckleberries are like forest, like pine forests.
Right, the bears are finding them.
Yes.
They're eating them with their honey.
Yeah, with their pots of honey that say honey on them.
Well, is there anything else we should say about these edibles? I mean, have you had any experiences where you've had too much edible? Any memorable?
Oh, gosh, yeah. I think they still exist. There's a brand of brownie that is infused with THC, and it's called, I think, Korova is the name of the brand. And this is pre-compliance days. And I just remember someone saying like, yeah, this is like a lot of THC. And I was like, oh, well, I'll be the judge of that. And then I got a Korova bar, and it's like a brownie probably about that big and about like that thick.
Listener, the brownie's about brownie size.
It's about brownie size, but like a good sized brownie. Yeah. Not like small.
Don't feel like you got ripped off.
No, like a medium sized brownie.
Okay.
Medium to large. And I remember like seeing the dose. I can't remember what the dosage was. It was 1,000 milligrams maybe or something like that for the whole bar.
Okay.
And so I calculated, how much of the bar I could have in order to have like 40 milligrams or something like that. And I cut this really thin, like brownie brittle thin slice off of it, right? And I ate that, and I don't think I've been higher off of an edible.
From that much?
Yeah. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, it was definitely, I must have miscalculated or something.
Oh.
And it was hard, like, because I got sick, because I'm pretty. Me and THC are pretty good. We work really well together. I really like the drug. But,
classic team.
Okay, classic team. Not everybody. I have a lot of friends, including my girlfriend. They're just like, no, it gives me anxiety. And then of course, my immediate thing is like, well, you just haven't tried the right strain or the dosage. But not like, oh, that sucks. You shouldn't do that. Like, I'm just immediately like, I think I can find a way for you to enjoy it. Is my immediate reaction always. But but that was so much that I was getting sick. Like I was feeling like nauseous and wavy, like I was in a boat that was just constantly like being tossed around.
Horrible.
And it just, I just felt gross and sick. And it took me probably like an hour and a half to get out of that zone. That was way too much.
Were you just at home?
I was at home.
Oh, okay, thank God.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, when I'm experimenting with high dosage, I'm not going out.
Wow. So you just felt sick and then it was over. Did it last after the hour and a half?
Like the stoned feeling was there for sure. But, because like edibles can get in there and stay for a pretty long time.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You know?
How long did it take to kick in?
Probably like 45 minutes.
And then you're just suddenly getting slammed with this nausea.
Yeah, first it feels like, oh, I'm getting high. And then, and then like maybe 15, 20 minutes goes by as it's climbing. And then you're like, okay, this is that level that's comfortable. Oh shit. Oh no, we're going to keep going. Okay. Well, I think this will be, oh my God. Oh shit. And, it just keeps going and going and going.
What did you do with the rest of the brownie?
I think I kept it in my freezer forever.
It
might still be in
there.
there. Yeah, it might still be in there. Yeah, but I would never. I don't like overdosing on THC edibles.
Right.
It's just not a fun feeling, and it can. I don't know. I think sometimes it can turn people off because they have too much, and then they kind of give up on it.
Yeah, I don't want to go back there, sort of feeling.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, it's you can do it because I believe in you.
Well, you now have kind of a stake in people trying it, so you've got to get as many people.
Yeah, I have to get people hooked on Huckleberry edibles. Like that's my market. That's how I exist. That's how I survive. That's where my ideas come from. Every time I sell one of these, I get better ideas. So if you want better art, all of you cameras know.
Reggie is looking to all 50 cameras in the studio.
50 cameras, yeah. It's crazy how many cameras there are in here. And the cool thing is, like, I'm only playing to the cameras. Like, I'm assuming the camera is the audience. Like
at home, kind of a VR experience.
Yeah, it's just like I'm addressing the camera. So if people feel a little disconnected from the way I've been on this podcast, then just know that that's why. There's like an uncanny valley. I'm focusing just on these cameras.
I'm now talking to the camera. I feel like we should just do the rest of the podcast talking to our individual camera.
Oh, look at you.
It feels really comfortable.
What a great looking camera. Damn. It looks like it can move on its own. It can focus on its own.
It does look like it can move or swivel.
Yeah, it's a robot. It's a robot camera.
And then there's this middle one, which is kind of our shared, we'll have to fight over that in the divorce.
That's true, yeah.
That's our child camera.
But I do hope that you win. Like, I do hope you win. I mean, I'll still go through the whole process.
But you're secretly rooting for me in this divorce.
Yes, I want you to have that camera.
Okay, well, I think we should play a game.
Oh, would you like to play a game?
I need a number between 1 and 10 from you. And think this through. Be very careful.
I just turned into a werewolf. You're like, wow.
That was the one question you could never be asked.
Yeah, totally. Just like this 7 foot tall wolf thing going, and I'm like, 9.
The most specific curse possible. Someday you will be asked.
And when? Just be wary. 8.
Okay, I have to do some light calculating with your number to get our game pieces. So right now you can recommend, you can promote, you can do whatever you want. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, and so I never thought it was going to work out. We sent 2 more packages, and they didn't really get in time. But it's still cool. Like, we still made it happen, and we'll probably do it again. So we'll still use the stuff that we ordered. And I don't know. We had a fun time. It was kind of cool. Sometimes, like, not everything has to be perfect for something to be really fun. And I was just glad that we did it. And if you get a chance, say to Margaret, Hey, don't forget about those pants. she'll get it. It's so good.
Are you talking about the Huckleberry?
Yeah, to the camera.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. Perfect.
Yeah.
So you're not there are no more of these. Is that
No,
what you're
that's
saying?
I think that's the last one. You've got the last.
Oh my
You've got
God,
the last
it's a
pack.
very this
Yeah,
is
you
like
can
very
keep it in
limited
there
edition.
and sell it like 2
Yeah, of
years from now for
course.
like $16.
This is I'll finally retire using this box of gummies.
So look what I got. An unopened last of the run. Whoa.
And I know where his brownie is.
Yeah. Maybe.
Perfect listener. I guess you're out of luck, but keep an eye on Reggie, and you never know when something might pop up.
They're going to reissue.
There will be a reissue.
There'll be a reissue.
There will be a retro throwback.
There will be a retro throwback. Guaranteed.
Listener, don't forget the live show is coming up October 13th. Go to thebellhouseny.com or Google I Said No Gifts Live. Do whatever you need to do in order to find information on the internet. I can't babysit you. Okay, this is how we're playing a game called Gift or a Curse.
Okay.
I'm going to name 3 things. You'll tell me if they're a gift or a curse and why. And then I'll tell you if you're right or wrong because there are correct answers.
I love it.
So be very careful.
Okay, I'm going to think extra.
All right. This first one is from a listener named Stephanie, and she suggested gift or a curse, open-air cars that have 2 wheels in front and 1 wheel in the back.
Curse.
Why?
They look stupid as fuck.
Wrong.
Oh.
It's a gift.
Oh, it is?
I saw one on the freeway here today.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a very confusing sight.
Yeah.
I think the reason these things are a gift is I don't know who's buying them. I'm not sure what the point is. There's a lot of, it's giving me something new to think about. Whenever I'm driving, if I spot one of these, I think, to what end? Where did this person come from?
Yeah.
Where are they going?
Yes.
Is it a vehicle that's meant for a practical purpose, or is this something you just zip around town in?
Yeah.
And I love that.
Okay, okay.
I love
gives you something interesting.
Something interesting. It's a nice little spark in the world.
Yeah.
It's kind of the opposite end of the spectrum from the Cybertruck, which I know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I know everything involved is horrible.
Yes. You're right. 100%.
I have too much information on that car.
Yep.
So these bizarre ones that are happening that Stephanie is obviously can't stop thinking about herself. Gift.
Okay.
Until I find out more.
I'll think about that. That's a good way of it's a more positive way of dealing with it from now on.
Yes, dealing with it is, I think, what we're going through.
It is definitely. Everyone is going through something
with these
when they
cars.
see that. When they see a car like that on the freeway, you're like, It
feels like something you build at home. I feel like
I
don't know where you would buy that.
I don't know. I mean, I think one of the brands is Can-Am.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Can-Am?
Can-Am. Yeah.
Is that a play on Pan Am?
It could be, and I hope it is. It's like his grandmother's name was Pam Ann. He's like, well, in honor of my grandmother's Can-Am. It's like, it's not spelled the same. It's like, yeah, but it's kind of close.
It's a subtle reference.
It's a subtle reference.
It's a tasteful reference to grandma.
My family will know. Okay. It is. That's true.
Okay, so 0 out of 1
That's
so
not
far.
bad.
Not bad at all. Flying high.
Yep.
Number 2, this is from somebody named Rebecca. Gift or a curse when an American actor plays a historical figure from another country but does not use an accent even though everyone else in the film is using an accent.
What is it? Is it a plus or a curse?
Gift or a curse.
Is it a plus or a minus?
I said no plus.
I said no pluses. I would say, I'd say a curse.
Why?
Well, because once you're aware of it, and if you remain aware of it for the entire film, it's just torture. I think. Yeah, maybe. And also, I'm the type of person that is very affected by things that I notice that are not exactly, like they're just a little off. And so that might drive me crazy towns.
Right.
That's it.
Reggie.
And I already know that the
Reggie, it's a
is
gift.
correct.
We love to see somebody making a choice.
Oh, it is? Okay,
we love the actor
We
showing
do?
up on set and saying, I have a new take on this person. They're
Fine.
American.
Fine.
It's what a wonderful thing to go to a movie. Everybody else is kind of sticking to whatever's happening. Then we have one person that we never forget that we're in the movies.
Yeah.
This person is there to remind us.
Yes.
They, otherwise we might think that we've traveled back in time.
Yes. Right.
Very
Too immersive.
disorienting, yes.
Too immersive, yeah.
Right.
It's like, hello, I'm Winston Churchill. Yes. Well, let's not cave in to those Germans. Let's do something. Hello? Yes, Mrs. Pipswitch. No, the apothecary is still not here, and I was on the pavement earlier today in the lift. I'm Winston Churchill.
I would like to see that with a real strong Midwest accent. Somebody shows up and does that type of American accent.
Yeah, that would be interesting, actually.
That's another layer to it that's even more baffling.
That would be a gift. To me, that's a gift. That's added value. The other one is more like, what if they're like, okay, they're like, can you do this role? Absolutely. Can you get the accent? Absolutely. And they work with an accent coach for 3 months, and they're like, how is it? And it's like, it's not so good. And then the trainer's like, no, I don't think so. And they're like, well, I guess just it's too late now, so I guess just don't use the accent. People won't notice. They'll get used to it. The thing is, if you keep doing something, people just get used to it. And you'll be supported by other people having the accent, so they'll just kind of fill it in their imaginations.
Well, hopefully we can see that soon. It is a gift.
Fine.
You've missed 2 so far, and I hate to see it.
Again, not bad.
This final one is from somebody named Trevor. Gift or a curse, winter.
Well, hopefully I'll get this one wrong too, because I love symmetry. I think it's a gift.
Why?
Well, I pronounce it GIF.
Gift.
Yeah, it's a gift. The original creator of the word gift always
Had something else in mind.
Had something else in mind and always intended to be gift. Yeah, I think it's a gift because I love winter. I think it's good looking generally. Even when it's miserable, there's like something about staying inside and staying warm and being cozy and making a good meal and having the gear to feel comfortable outside when you are outside and knowing how to deal with it. I think it's a nice gift, and it's good to have something to contrast spring and summer and fall too. I'll throw that in.
It's a gift. You got the point.
What?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I love winter. I love a time that allows me to be cozy.
Yeah.
To wear pants all the time.
Yeah.
To wear more than 2 pieces of clothing.
Oh, so nice.
And it is nice looking.
It is.
In most places.
Yeah, I mean, cities, it does get gross after traffic's
Right.
gone
We can get
over it.
kind of the gray slush.
Yes.
But that's also something to think about and to appreciate when it goes away is a nice feeling.
Yes, that's true.
It's just a whole thing that you get to kind of appreciate.
Yeah.
I love winter.
Yeah, me winter love.
I think everyone secretly loves winter as long as they're not scraping snow off of a windshield.
Oh, that is the worst.
That's not winter's fault as much.
No. I mean, I guess it's good exercise.
Good exercise.
Unless you're late.
Oh, then you're freaking out.
Yeah.
You're probably not even, you've got a small hole that you're looking through.
Yes. You're like, that's good enough. Going, defrosters to maximum. Constant windshield wipers. I was slowly turning to slush. I'm starting to see a little bit more.
Horrible feeling. Okay, well, you got 1 out of 3.
Hey, you know what they say.
That's an A+.
Exactly.
If I remember my school system, an
Yes.
A+, 1 out of 3.
1 out of 3 is an A+. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I was like, I think our school, Whittier School in Great Falls, was the first to adopt that grading system.
And we all support that system.
Of course.
All right. Well, this is very well played. And this is the final segment of the podcast. This is called I Said No Emails. People write into iSaidNoGifts@gmail.com begging for answers.
Okay.
Desperate for answers.
Whoa.
Their lives are a mess.
Damn.
Will you help me answer a question?
Yes.
Okay, this is simply Bridger. A lot of the time they'll also say Bridger and guest, so this person immediately has created an issue, a tension.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
Bridger, I need help. My boyfriend is a big gamer. We have been together for about 2.5 years and live together. I have bought him many game-related presents over the last 2 years, including a Switch, a new computer monitor, a gaming chair, etc. He also loves coffee, so I bought him a latte maker for Christmas 2 years ago. I have also tried to buy him clothes/shoes because he's very large, 6'9" and size 17 double wide in shoes. And those are typically very expensive, but those are not very exciting gifts to give. He's a funny guy who is just hard to shop for. Unfortunately, I feel like I'm running out of gifts to give him. For his last birthday, I gave him headphones for working out and gift cards to Steam so he can buy some games. Do you have any suggestions for gifts? I love him a lot, but I feel you can only give so many gift cards to Steam. Thanks for the help, and that's from Sarah from Chicago. Interesting. I mean, obviously the first answer is if you're running out of gifts to give someone, you have to leave.
True.
It's the relationship.
Yeah, that is a kind of an easy indicator.
It's a very clear sign that things are over.
Yeah, because if they are not inspiring you to get a gift for them,
right?
How are you going to
end of the road?
Yeah, that's it. Because it's going to collapse.
It's already collapsing.
You're right.
On the bridge and it's falling underneath you.
You have like seconds to jump so you can reach that ledge that isn't falling and pull yourself up.
Prove your upper body strength.
So true. True.
But assuming she stays in this kind of dark, bleak relationship.
Yeah.
End of the road style relationship.
For sure.
She's complaining about buying these huge shoes. Saying that's not a fun gift to give. I actually completely disagree.
Oh, yeah?
When I'm at the Nordstrom rack, I love to take a peek at the huge shoe aisle. You can get into some very big footwear, and it's a different world from the shoes I'm looking at.
Yeah.
So I feel like Sarah, for herself, she can save herself a lot of grief by having a good time looking at huge shoes. She heads to any store and asks, just point me in the direction of the things that are 7 sizes bigger than most people. Right.
I mean, huge shoes. Yeah.
What's your shoe size?
Mine is super huge. It's like 12 or 11 and a half.
Oh, that's a good size shoe.
11 and a half to 12.
It's not a 17.
It's not even close.
How big is a 17
It's probably as big as this table.
It's probably about 4 feet long.
Yeah, it's 4 feet long for sure. I think if we did the math, which we don't need to, because we're definitely
no one do the math.
Don't do the math.
Waste of time.
We're definitely right about this, but it's like I'll say 3.5 to 4 feet long.
Right. And a shoe that's 4 feet long, what a novelty to look at.
I know. It really is. I wonder if you can even lift them inside of your car.
Right, you have to borrow a friend's truck.
Yeah, you have to borrow a truck.
Which is another fun little experience in and of itself. Sure. Call someone up, I'm buying Roger new shoes. Can I borrow the truck for the weekend?
Yeah.
And you have to hire like a TaskRabbit to help you get them out of the mall.
Yes.
Which I think, the fact that...
forklift.
The forklift, of course you're renting the forklift. Or what are those things that's like a forklift, but it's small and you can push it?
Oh, like a wheelbarrow? No, not a wheelbarrow, a hand truck.
It has like the forklift mechanism.
Oh, it does?
I guess it's a hand forklift.
Oh, a hand. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's a pallet.
Like a pallet.
Pallet.
Not a cleanser. Pallet.
Yeah, pallet. Not cleanser. Pallet. Transport.
Pallet
something.
transport.
Pallet lift. Pallet.
Pallet lifter.
Pallet vehicle.
So either a forklift or the pallet lift to get out of the mall to the forklift.
Yes.
To the truck.
Yeah, well, the pallet lift would totally work because it's not height specific. You just need to be able to carry it out.
Unless they have one of those little alarms on the wheel that you can't get it that far out at the mall and then it shuts down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like a shopping cart style situation.
That's pretty cool. But yeah, you just move the vehicle closer. That's it.
Kind of park it in a red zone for a minute. Put on
in
the
a red zone,
hazard
flashes,
lights.
That protects you. It's a force field. Everybody knows that.
That will last you up to 6 hours.
Yeah, that's a 6-hour force field. The law enforcement will be like, well, they do have their flashes on, so let's just keep going.
Park the fire truck somewhere else.
Yeah, that's fine. No, it's fine. I don't think there's going to be a fire today, so let's just let them do that. I'm sure it's going to be quick. It feels quick.
This feels like a 4-foot shoe buy.
Yeah, so definitely 4-foot shoe buy for sure.
Well, the fact that she even wrote in is kind of mysterious when the answer's been here right in front of her this entire time.
Yeah, just get into the huge shoes thing.
The huge shoes thing. And I will say, you can't buy a person too many gift cards.
I don't think so.
Well,
I think you could. I do
Well,
think
there's like
you
a
could.
toxicity level where the person will be poisoned.
Yeah, because they'll probably develop some kind of like an unhealthy psychological condition where they'll be like, I have too many gift cards and I can't spend all of them. I can't use all of them. And they've been locked to my name, so I can't give them away either. So that would be like you're like spending all the time. You're just trying to spend, and you're like, that could make someone, that can make someone crazy. So
Drive them insane with gift cards.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe you're on Sarah's side here. I fully disagree. But maybe push the gift cards as far as possible.
what about a massage?
Oh, like a gift card
Experience.
to a massage.
Yeah, like give him an experience.
Such an underrated gift.
Yeah,
I
gift
feel
of
like
experience.
almost everyone loves to get a massage.
I think so.
And it's always, unless you have some injury, it feels like a splurge no matter what, if you're buying it for yourself.
Yes.
So it's like someone buys it for you. They've really done some work, some emotional work that you don't have to go through on your way to the parlor.
That is correct.
So you get the gift certificate. Interesting
It's a
gift certificate. I love a
It's
gift certificate.
of gift. Yeah.
I love a piece of paper proving that the gift has been given.
I hereby
Gift diploma.
gift you this diploma. Congratulations on your new gift. May you use it well.
They're wearing their cap and gown.
Yeah, totally.
No, we need to get back to the gift certificate.
Yeah.
I
think
loved the kind of the oversized envelope that they would come in.
Yeah.
That feels...
As certified.
It was certified, and it was easily copied and could probably be duplicated by some sort of forger.
Yeah, but it started certified.
It started, and that's what's important.
Yeah, and I think that's cool. And yes, I agree. I think gift certificates would be the way to go.
Get gift certificates, fill the shoes with gift certificate.
Oh, that's cool.
Kind of like the tissue that keeps them.
Yeah.
Except for it's just crumpled gift certificates.
Yeah, the shape keeps the shoe shape, shoe shape stuffings.
I haven't seen that tissue in a shoe for a while.
I have.
You have?
I recently had some because now they use the cardboard shapes.
Oh, which are not.
You pull out.
I don't like that at all.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they look kind of cool when you pull them out, but yeah, the paper's kind of a little bit nicer of a feeling.
Right, like being able to pull that out.
Yeah.
It feels like you're gutting the shoe.
Yeah, totally. It's like, I caught you now. It's like, now I'll get to use you. I don't know, something like that.
Well, Sarah from Chicago, if the relationship isn't already over, we found a couple of ways to save it.
Yeah.
At least for the time being.
I think you have some great options, and you should really go for it.
I mean, it feels to me like she is looking at gift giving as entertainment for herself rather than she's bored with giving gifts, and that's not her boyfriend's fault.
That is potentially true. Yeah, she could be projecting onto him, where he's like, I don't need anything. I just love you, babe. Something like that.
And she's meanwhile bored at the mall, looking at big shoes.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what to get you. It's like, I didn't ask you to give me anything, babe. No, you need something. Or something? I don't know.
This is relationship sabotage.
Yeah. I mean, couples do this to each other all the time.
Constantly. It's a classic case.
And it's kind of what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's like,
sabotage the relationship?
It's like, sorry with it's like gift-based sabotage, and a lot of like misunderstandings, like manufactured misunderstandings.
That feels like a description of this podcast.
Yeah, manufactured misunderstandings.
Yes.
100%. That'll be the subtitle.
Well, beautiful Sarah, do not write back in.
Nope.
Oh, Reggie. Well, I've got your own. I mean, I would eat one right now, but I have to drive home.
Oh, right. Yeah.
2 freeways, like I mentioned.
2 freeways.
That could be a dangerous activity for everybody. I mean, it's hard enough with me sober on the road.
Yes.
But I also could save these for 2 years and get my $16 cash out.
That's guaranteed $16.
So there's a lot that could possibly happen with these gummies, and I'm thrilled to have them.
Oh, I'm so glad that you were able to receive them.
Well, I've had a wonderful time with you here today. Thank you for being here.
My absolute pleasure.
Listener, the podcast is over. I don't even know where to guide you from here. You have got to find your way out of the forest. I hope you have a wonderful day. The podcast is over. I love you. Goodbye.